Hello!
Greetings and hello and all that sort of thing. Now, I've been wanting to replace my camcorder for some time, preferably with something flash memory based, so I don't have to mess about with tapes anymore. However, as you're probably aware, a lot of these flash memory solutions are either absolute crap or extremely expensive. However, I heard on the grapevine, by which I mean the internet, that apparently Toshiba are releasing a new camera in their Camileo range, and this one is good at taking footage in low quality light, the holy grail, and is overall pretty spiffy. So I've got hold of one, and let's see if it's any good. Camileo H10 it is called, and its selling point is that it takes high-def footage. Not particularly useful for me in YouTube, obviously, but might be good for you at home. Let's have a look, shall we? Oh no, it's one of those boxes that takes 5 weeks to open. Bear with me. And we're out. Right, quick look at what lurks inside. Foam rubber. Oh, little remote control, that's always nice. Camcorder itself, that's quite important. Come back to that in a moment. And what else is in here? Nothing of interest, I doubt. No. Warranty, quick start guide, software, HDMI cable for plugging straight into your expensive television like I don't have, mains adapter, USB cable, and finally a component lead for plugging straight into cheap old televisions like I do have. Anyway, let's have a look at the device itself. And what a tidy little thing it is too, shaped like a proper camcorder, unlike earlier Camileo efforts which were shaped like phases from Star Trek or something. I don't much care for the overuse of the cheap plastic looking chrome. There's also some glossy black plastic on here which I hate. I mean, it's fingerprint collection city. But on the other hand, lots of nice rubberization on other parts. Feels good in the hand. Yeah, nice little thing, nice and light. Yeah, that works alright. Something I don't like, no lens cap. If you want to be taken seriously as a camcorder, at least give us the chance to cover the optics. Oh, speaking of optics, let's go through some specifications. 5x optical zoom, which is nice, unlike digital zoom, which is nothing. Records in 720p, proper high def, well, nearly. Has an HDMI output, which we touched on earlier, and get this, in addition to the SD cards you can put in it, it has its own internal memory. Guess how much? Go on. 2 gigabytes? 4 gigabytes? No, 64 megabytes. Seriously, that's all it has for internal memory, 64 megabytes, which is enough for 58 seconds of high-def footage. Why bother? It's almost an insult, isn't it? I mean, they may as well have left it at 0 and forced you to use an SD card or put a decent amount in. Very, very silly. Anyway, controls for the Camileo. Wide angle, telephoto. The zoom isn't great because it zooms in and out at a constant speed. It's just a sort of digital switch you can't control, so no crash zooms or anything. Button for taking still pics, button for starting recording, various menus, self-timer and flash options, and something I do like, just tap that and it changes from high definition to standard definition recording. Dead easy. Right, let's open her up. Plop. Turns on automatically. Oh, yes it does. Thought I got it wrong for a second. And there we are. Standard def, high def. Standard def, high def. For some reason it changes the aspect ratio as well. Not sure why. Oh, something else nice. Little slidey panel which covers the TV out, HDMI out and USB out. Very good. Now, oh, forget it. Do you know what? This is a complete waste of time. If you seriously think that the Toshiba Camileo H10 is a serious camcorder, then I'm afraid you're...
Wrong, 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 wrong!
I was really looking forward to this, not only from a personal point of view, in that I might be able to use it as a camcorder, but, you know, it could have been a fun review. I could have taken high-definition footage and then shrunk it on down to SD size and see if it looks better than the standard footage it takes. But no, it's all completely pointless, and let me show you why. Here's comparison footage. First up, this is footage taken on my normal mini DV camcorder.
I will now read from the Usborne Guide to Computer and Video Games, published in 1983. They've got a lovely vision of the future for us, although perhaps it's a little short-sighted and unimaginative. See what you think. Long-distance chess game. By the year 2000 you will be able to challenge someone hundreds of miles away to a game. The games will contain miniature radio transmitters and receivers, which will transmit your moves and receive those of your opponent with very little delay. Your opponent's moves will be automatically carried out in the liquid crystal display. If only that came to pass, eh?
And now here's the footage taken on the Camileo.
I will now read from the Usborne Guide to Computer and Video Games, published in 1983. They've got a lovely vision of the future for us, although perhaps it's a little short-sighted and unimaginative. See what you think. Long-distance chess game. By the year 2000, you will be able to challenge someone hundreds of miles away to a game. The games will contain miniature radio transmitters and receivers, which will transmit your moves and receive those of your opponent with very little delay. Your opponent's moves will be automatically carried out in the liquid crystal display. If only that came to pass, eh?
Now possibly something could be done about the washed out look of the footage, and to be fair I deliberately recorded it in the worst lighting conditions I could find, but the audio is utterly useless. They seem to have forgotten to put a microphone on and instead added something they found at the bottom of a septic tank. I recorded a previous review on this for the watch camera phone thingamajig, and I had to apologise in the description for the low quality of the audio, and still people complained in the comments. It's utterly inexcusable. I mean, you could get decent quality footage out of this if it wasn't for the utterly, have I said utterly enough yet? No, I'm going to say it twice more. Utterly useless microphone. So frustrating. I mean, I could have used this myself as a camcorder. No, not if you want to hear anything. Oh, well, I suppose I'd better go through the motions of the rest of the review. Here's another bit. So there we have it, a potentially useful product completely and utterly ruined by a crappy tinny hissy microphone. Can they fix that through firmware updates? Somehow I doubt it. What a complete waste of time for all involved. Shame on you, Toshiba. And apparently it's going to retail for £180. Cheap for a high-def camcorder, not cheap for something you daren't record any audio with. Overall, ugh.
In the immortal words of Simon and Garfunkel, Camileo, you're bringing me down. You're shaking my confidence, baby.
That was Cecilia.
Fuck off!